He was like, you should call Seth because I'm gonna kill him. They got him in the house and Mike shot him again.
This is 15-year-old Amber Wright. Moments before this interrogation, Amber was responsible for luring her ex-boyfriend to his death.
You knew there was a plan to kill Seth. Your role was to lure Seth to the house.
A homicide she thinks she can get away with. But over the course of this investigation, she is about to be proven wrong as detectives discover a revenge-fueled murder and the fact that Amber was never the only one involved.
You brush your teeth, right?
Yeah?
You know what toothpaste look like, right? You ever try to put it back in there?
I can't go back in. I want my mom there.
The first time that I think you're lying, I'm getting up and walking out of here, and I don't care what happens to you.
15-year-old Seth Jackson lived in Summerfield, Florida with his parents and two older brothers. He loved animals and dreamed of fighting in the UFC one day. On the night of Sunday, April 17, 2011, he told a friend he was going out to meet his ex-girlfriend and he walked off into the dark. Seth would never come home after this interaction, and the next morning, his mother reported him missing. Seth had dated Amber Wright for a few months that winter back when they were both 14. By March, it was over and it ended badly. A messy public breakup that spilled all over Facebook with the two of them trying to make each other jealous. Around the same time, Amber started seeing an 18-year-old named Michael Bargo, who everyone called Mike. So, a few weeks later, when Amber suddenly texted Seth saying she wanted to make up, he was understandably suspicious. He even told her that if she was setting him up to get jumped, she would never hear from him again. Amber swore that wasn't it, saying she just wanted him back that night. A little after 9 p.m., Seth walked to the home of Amber's friend, 18-year-old Charlie Ely. This would line up exactly what Seth had told a friend he was going to meet Amber. When news of Seth's disappearance hit local TV, his face was on screens all over the area. One of the people watching was Amber's 16-year-old half-brother, Kyle Hooper. The second he saw it, he broke down and told his mother he knew what happened to Seth, and she called the police right away. By Tuesday, just 2 days after Seth was last seen, detectives had brought in several of the teenagers who had been at Charlie's house that night. They put them in separate rooms and started working through them one by one. The interviews you're about to see all happened that same day before anyone had been arrested, starting with Charlie Ely's, Amber's close friend. Do you know why you're here? Yes, sir. Why are you here?
You know why you're here?
Yes, sir.
Why are you here?
Because, something happened with Seth.
Something happened with Seth.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Understand that we had a deputy bring you down here because of what may have happened with Seth, okay? There's an investigation that we're going to investigate. Are you clear with that? Okay. At this point, you're not in any trouble or anything like that, okay? Just want to make that clear to you.
I'm just scared.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll take it slow. I'm in no rush. But I do definitely need you to be honest with me. I need to hear your side of the story.
Charlie acts like she barely knew if Mike was even home or not. But Mike wasn't just home. He was literally the reason Seth was there at all. See, Mike was Amber's new boyfriend and he had convinced himself that Seth was violent with her. It was never proven, but Mike believed it and he hated Seth for it. He had even told Seth to his face that he had a bullet with his name on it. So, when Amber texted Seth to come over, it was never about making up. It was a trap and Mike was waiting inside for him.
Sunday night, Sunday night, Amber and I walked up because her ex-boyfriend was Seth, and they wanted to work things out, so we met him up.
This is Sunday night?
Yes, sir. At 58th Court, it was approximately 9:30.
So you met him on the corner?
Yeah.
What happened after that?
They were talking and, they were talking.
So Amber and Seth were talking?
Mm-hmm. Amber wanted me to go along because she was scared. I mean, it was dark and everything. She didn't want to go by herself.
Mm-hmm.
So, she went up there. We both went up there, and they wanted to try to work things out, and they were there for about 30-45 minutes tops. And then he and his mom got in an argument, and he just stormed off. So when he stormed off, we went back to my house.
So after an hour, Seth came back to your house?
Yeah.
Okay, what happened after that?
I let him in, and he sat in the chair.
You let Seth in?
Yes, I let him in because he said he wanted to talk to Amber. So I let him in, not thinking anything was wrong with it. didn't know that Mike had beef with him or Kyle, but that's later on.
Meanwhile, the detectives circled back to Charlie's backyard because it contains an important piece of evidence. There was a fire pit that had been used recently in that backyard, and a heavy log from a tree in the yard burned down inside it. Plus, her house reeked of bleach and there were cleaning stains on the concrete out front. None of this evidence points to a girl who just happened to be home when something bad happened nearby.
Seth came through here, he sat on the chair, Amber and I sat here, and then,
Okay, put C for you.
C and A
And Amber, okay.
and S.
That's where Seth sat at?
Mm-hmm.
And Michael was in his room, right?
Mike was in his room. We didn't even know he was there.
Well, I thought you said when you came home,
Like,
Michael
we
was
came
there.
home, but like, we didn't really know that he was legit there because he was quiet, but I kind of had a feeling he was.
Charlie acts like she barely knew if Mike was even home or not. But Mike wasn't just home. He was literally the reason Seth was there at all. See, Mike was Amber's new boyfriend and he had convinced himself that Seth was violent with her. It was never proven, but Mike believed it and he hated Seth for it. He had even told Seth to his face that he had a bullet with his name on it. So, when Amber texted Seth to come over, it was never about making up. It was a trap and Mike was waiting inside for him.
Where was Kyle sitting at?
Kyle was over here.
On the love seat?
Yeah. And
Okay,
then,
put a K where Kyle was.
and then I think he went, he grabbed a piece of wood or something and went and hit Seth.
Where did he get the piece of wood from?
I don't know. I think he had it either by the seat, the sofa, or, because it was in the middle of conversation with Amber.
Were they arguing first before he hit him? He just...
Nope. Amber and Seth were talking, and Kyle comes out of nowhere and hits him, and me and Amber dart to my room.
Where did he hit him at?
Over the head.
And what happened? Did he fall to the ground?
He looked like I didn't really see anything. He kind of looked like woozy because I looked back and while me and Amber were running to my room.
And where was
And
he at?
Kyle and he went out that way and we hear Mike's door hit something and Mike came out and we heard gunshots.
But Mike wasn't the only one who wanted to punish Seth. Kyle, Amber's own brother, had also talked himself into believing Seth had hurt her. And he was the one who threw the first hit, cracking Seth over the head with a stick. The moment he sat down. From there, it ended with Mike shooting Seth multiple times.
Mike came out, we heard gunshots, and Mike, he ran into my room and he told me and Amber to shut up if we said anything to anyone.
So this is after the gunshots?
Yeah.
He came back into the house?
Yeah, with the gun.
In
And
his
he was
hand?
waving it around.
What kind of gun was it?
It was a revolver.
Okay.
He's letting us touch it and shit, so our fingerprints are on it.
Okay. So he came back in your room and told you what?
He said, "You guys don't tell anyone, or I'm gonna come after you next."
Tell anyone what?
About what happened.
You didn't see what
about the
happened, did you?
gunshot.
So obviously,
No.
did he tell you? That's what I want to know. What
He
happened?
said, "Don't say anything about the gunshots."
Okay.
And then he said, "And stay in this room or I'll kill you too." I heard 2 gunshots, and I think it was in my house.
Inside the house?
Inside the house,
Okay.
before Seth could actually get out.
All right. What else did you hear before you said you went to sleep?
Commotion outside.
Okay.
Like,
What?
I heard leaves going around because my windows don't completely close in my house.
You heard what going around?
I heard leaves, people walking in leaves and stuff.
Okay. So you just heard a lot of commotion out back of the house? What's out back? Is there some type of
Fire
shed?
pit.
There's a fire pit out back? Talk to me about that.
Well, me and my husband made a fire pit so we could burn some brush and stuff because code enforcement was called on us.
When was the last time you guys used that fire pit?
Shit, before he got arrested.
Has it
That
been
was-
used since then?
No. I was going to do something, but hadn't collected up anything.
Does it
else.
look like someone's used
It
that
looked
fire
like
pit?
someone had used it.
What?
Because there's
That's what I asked you. Does
There's
it look
branches.
like it's been used recently?
Meanwhile, the detectives circled back to Charlie's backyard because it contains an important piece of evidence. There was a fire pit that had been used recently in that backyard, and a heavy log from a tree in the yard burned down inside it. Plus, her house reeked of bleach and there were cleaning stains on the concrete out front. None of this evidence points to a girl who just happened to be home when something bad happened nearby.
Something I want to talk about prior to, in the point of you saying that you guys were at 58th Court talking.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be Seth,
Me and Amber.
you and Amber. What were they talking about?
They were talking about like getting back together because they had dated before.
Was it a heated argument between the two?
No, it was a perfectly fine argument. Like
Perfectly fine.
Well, it
I think you have a
wasn't- it
perfectly
was-
fine argument.
a perfectly fine conversation.
Okay.
Like, and he was saying
Did
how
they agree or did they disagree on one of
they
their...
agreed. They agreed. Like,
And
yeah,
what
they
did they
wanted to
agree
get
on
back together, but they wanted to take it slow, be friends, and take it slow, and like see where that takes them.
Okay. So why did he get upset and storm off?
Because his mom was texting him saying, "You have a right either now or never," or something like that. And he got pissed off at his mom, and he said,
Now the next question is going to be very important. Why did he come back to the house? Did somebody call him to the house, or did he show up
No.
on his own?
he came back. Like, he asked Amber where she, he knows that, where I live. So, like, he was saying, like, "Are you with Charlie?" And she said, "Yeah."
Explain it. What do you mean?
Like, he knows where I live because of his friends.
So did he, after he left,
No one talked to him
so how did he know Amber was at your house is what I'm saying?
because, like, we were already taught, like, he was like, "Are you staying with Charlie or something?" And she said, "Yeah," like, before in the conversation.
So he just showed up to your house unannounced.
Yeah.
No one asked him to come there. Okay. When he got there, was there an argument between Seth and Kyle?
No, like, there's really nothing. There's, like, there wasn't really.
You're saying not really. That's like you being pregnant.
There wasn't. I am pregnant.
Okay. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there either was an argument between the two, or there wasn't an argument between the two.
No, there wasn't. Like, there wasn't even any word exchange.
So when Kyle hit Seth on the head, was that just
It was just like out
unexpected?
of nowhere. Yeah.
Out of nowhere?
It was.
They
like,
weren't arguing or
unexpected.
anything?
No. But like, what I didn't know is Kyle and Seth had beef as it was.
Okay, so they had prior beef.
Yeah, because
Over what?
Seth had hurt his sister, had laid his hands on Amber before.
Okay. And he didn't like it because of that. Historically, he didn't like it because of that. So bleach is gone.
And then,
Anything else that you noticed is
like, I
gone?
didn't notice anything else because I didn't really do a thorough check of everything because I really wasn't thinking that anything.
Let me ask you a question. Something was brought up to me about some paint cans.
Mm-hmm.
5-gallon paint cans?
I had 2 in my house. I think it was 2 or 3 in my house.
Where are they now?
I don't know. But I didn't notice those were missing because they were leaned up against a board.
Were they empty? Or
No,
they actually had paint?
They had paint in them.
Okay. Have you seen, has the house been painted? Any portions of the house has been painted?
My husband painted the house went in November.
Okay. But
Painted.
since Sunday, has
No.
this house been freshly painted?
No.
And you're telling me you don't know where these 5-gallon paint cans are? Where are they normally kept at in the house?
Where there's the 2 seat, where the
Love seat, you
love
call
seat
it?
is,
Mhm.
there was a board that was leaning up because I block off the kitchen because of my puppies. Actually, my puppy would get out, and whenever we put her in the kitchen when it got cold, and there's 2 5-gallon buckets right holding it up pretty much.
Okay.
And
Now, are they
I
there?
didn't even think about that,
Okay.
but I haven't seen them. I don't even know if the board is still there.
Okay. This is what I want you to do. I know we had went down on this in the order of things, and we're pretty much at the point where you say you had noticed that the
Burn pile has been.
burn pile had been recently used, and then it had been a fire or something there, or you noticed some burnt something.
I noticed a burnt there's this it was this really big tree thing,
Mhm.
and I noticed it wasn't in the back,
Mm-hmm.
and I noticed
It's closer towards the pile
at the
itself.
pile, and some of it's burnt.
Okay. If you can just document that for me. And also, if you can document what you told me, that you have cleaning supplies, you have bleach at the house that's no longer there, and you have a couple of 5-gallon paint cans that's no longer there.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't even think of that.
Okay. Until now, until I mentioned it to you?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's why we go over these things.
Me.
That's why we go over these things
I'm
to
just
make
trying
sure.
to think of what else is not.
At this stage, Charlie still believes the smartest thing she can do is protect everyone in that house. This is when detectives decided to shift their focus to the 15-year-old mastermind instead, Amber Wright. Since she is still a minor, her mom is present in the interview room with her. Needless to say, though, that won't be doing her any favors.
Seth comes to the
Seth
house?
knocked on the door and Charlie answered it, and she was like, well, what do you want? And he was like, I just need to talk to Amber. Can I come in? She let him in. He sits in the chair. Me and her are sitting by each other on the couch, and out of nowhere, Kyle just gets up and hits him.
Where was Kyle sitting when Seth came in the house?
There's a couch, like, the kitchen is whenever you first walk in the house,
Okay.
and then it's the living room. The couch was up against this wall,
Okay.
and then here's another couch, and then the chair was right here, so the couch and the chair is here.
Uh-huh.
Seth was here. And Kyle was like on this end. Kyle just got up out of nowhere.
What did he say? Did he say anything to Seth?
No. Like, I didn't know that if he... Like, I didn't think anything was going to happen. I mean, because I never knew Kyle would just get out of nowhere and hit somebody like that.
What did Kyle hit him with?
I don't know what he grabbed.
Do you know where he grabbed it from?
It was on the floor.
Okay.
And, like, as soon as he got up and, like, he went towards Seth and hit him, I looked at Charlie. I was like, run. We ran to her room, went in her bathroom and shut the door.
Okay.
And then we heard a door flew open, and then we just...
Did you hear Kyle say anything to Seth?
Kyle just said, now get the F out of my house.
Okay.
That's...
So there was no argument before that?
No.
Nothing like that?
No. It was just... Got up.
Right now?
He hit him, like, one time that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
And then he walked away and said, get the F out of my house.
What did Seth do after Kyle hit him?
He got up. And me and Charlie took off to her room and locked her, like, she didn't lock our bathroom, but we slammed the door.
What, did you just stand up from the chair? Did you stand up and walk out the door? Or?
He just jumped up.
Okay.
And by then, me and Charlie took off to her room. We shut the bathroom door. And we heard another door just fly open. And we just heard gunshot after gunshot after gunshot. And after maybe, like, 5 or 6 times of hearing it, it got quiet. And then you hear Kyle go, what did you just do? And then Mike went in the room and was like, if you say one word of what I did, I will have 2 more bodies to
Went
get
into
rid of.
what room? With you and Charlie?
He just walks in the room and was like, if you say anything or even come out of this room, there's just going to be 2 extra bodies here.
Was anything different?
Oh, it just smelled like pure bleach in the house. That's it.
Do you know where the bleach came from?
No.
You spend a lot of time at Charlie's house?
Yeah, like, I stayed the night there a couple nights because my brother lives there.
Sure. Have you ever seen bleach around there before?
Mm-mm. I mean, because I've cleaned the kitchen, I've rearranged the living room, and I've never seen it.
No, not on top of the refrigerator. There wasn't any bleach on top of the
The only
refrigerator?
thing, the cereal's on top of the refrigerator, and then there's, like, always dishes everywhere and just food. There's never any bleach or cleaning supplies but soap in the house.
Okay. So that night you didn't know, you had no idea there was any bleach in the house.
Mm-hmm.
As far as you were concerned, there hasn't been any in the house. Did you hear anybody leave the house?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody have a vehicle?
No one there has a vehicle. Everybody walks everywhere they go.
So it would be unusual to have a couple gallons of bleach at that house.
Yeah.
I have a problem in trying to find out where the bleach came from.
I'm almost thinking, I wonder if Mike went down to his grandmother's.
Well, Mike did go to his grandma's that day.
His grandmother only lives a few blocks from us.
Okay. But that night, when you came, so that would, the bleach had to come from somewhere, but it was at night the bleach had to come because when you guys got up in the morning at 11 or so, you smelled bleach.
Yeah, like, but after the thing happened at night and we woke up, we walked out in the living room, we were looking around the living room to see if we see anything or see.
Did you see any blood?
No, everything was normal. The only thing different was the kitchen and living room was like a very strong smell of bleach.
Okay.
Like they tried to clean something up.
Okay. Who do you mean when they say they?
Like Mike.
By now, the girls' stories don't match anymore. When Charlie was asked about the bleach in the house, she said it was nothing new and had been sitting around for a while. However, Amber says something different, that she'd never seen it before. A few minutes later, a detective steps out and leaves Amber alone with her mother and they don't know the camera is still rolling.